Welcome over to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and I've finally come back just to say hello. What a strange year it's been so far, hasn't it? I have been looking and following Kickstarter and crowdfunding for the last 2 months. Nothing's really been exciting. A couple of reprints there. You know, that nature game Earth reprint and Kinfire Chronicles is doing a second edition on Kickstarter, isn't it? You can get that again. Although I'm probably going to wait for that when it comes out next year with an expansion, if I'm going to get it at all. And it's such a big box anyway. If I do go to Gen Con next year, I'd rather just pick it up rather than pay shipping. I'm pulling my hair out with shipping at the minute because it's just disconcerting. I had 8 games that were coming in 2024 and I've only got 1 so far, which has been Dinos Riding Dinos Dido Dash. I can't remember what it's called. The expansion to Dinos Riding Dinos. The only one on my list I'm expecting is Hexplore It Volume 1 and 2. That's the campaign books with playmats and the whole shebang. That's going to be mega exciting if you like adventure games. The Hexplore It system is fantastic. That is actually shipping right now. Fantastic. Should get that before Christmas. Freedom 5 delayed. That's going to be next year, I think. So much back and forth with that Kickstarter with the production company, and at this point they're not willing to drop anything but perfection. So and it's so strange with that one because it's like back and forth over printing errors and like you couldn't even. Why are you getting printing errors at this stage? Surely the minis took longer. And I don't know, I really feel that project was run weirdly. I know it has been run weirdly. There is something called a Gantt chart where you can do 2 things on a chart simultaneously. And miniatures and art and text, all that on the Gantt chart has a different line. That's how they get managed. And I feel like there was just 1 line of progress with that Freedom 5. And I guess that's guilt. A lot of these have been guilty of that. The Gantt charts being not even existing. Tidal Blades 2 is a potential coming out this year. Might get pushed. Witchbound, I don't feel like we're getting close to shipping on that. That's going to be next year. Iron Forest, still the catapult. Catapult was weak. They made a new catapult. Catapult's now too strong. No, they're going. It's like back and forth over the catapult. Dear me, on the Gantt chart, shouldn't the catapult should have been right at the beginning of the R&D? I don't know. Iron Forest is going to be a year and a plus late. It might push to 2 years. That's desperate. That was. Dark Quarter, 100% going to get pushed. That is so ambitious that it was an inevitability, and that's going to be new year. And Madara Acts 2 and 3, already 3 years late, is a bit of a, what do I want to call it? Predictability with that, with Subliculius Publishing, the people that make Madara. They were so late with the first Madara, and they're so late again with the next part of it. Again, Madara is a super ambitious project, and this is why it's like they're still developing the game. After 3 years late. You know, the Kickstarter was, I want to say 5 years ago, and they're still developing it. It's outrageous, isn't it, how much development goes into these whopping big monsters. Same with Dark Water, that's had an incredible development time. So, what I'm trying to say here is, it's been such a strange year.
Well, that's what happened with Calvin and Drake.
Where are those red leaves coming from? You see that one, Drake? People taking pictures of that. Look, red leaves down there where they're coming from! Everything should be dead! You should be taking pictures of the red leaves. That's kind of abstract, isn't it? This forest this time. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, This year's felt really strange because we've had a front load of Kickstarters in January, February, March, then it went quiet, now we're just getting reprints, and I don't think we're going to get anything until Gen Con, and possibly Essen, because they can double dip advertising. So they'll be on Kickstarter, they'll be at one of these conferences, and they'll advertise at the conference, so people will come over and play a prototype and then say, if you back it, we're on Kickstarter right now. So they like to do a double dip advertising. So yeah, is that it? We're getting front loaded now, and then to Gen Con and then Essen. Is that the new approach with crowdfunding? That kind of speaks to me that crowdfunding is becoming less so, and in between those big events we're getting these reprints and retail stuff coming into Kickstarter. I think that's what's happening. It's I think the year's been rescheduled for that. What are your thoughts on that? Do you agree? And strange, because I was expecting 8 games this year and I've got 1, maybe 2 guaranteed. So everything's getting delayed into 2025. What's going on? Is it if you look at your list that you've backed, are you expecting stuff that's going to get delayed into 2025 like most of mine are? Have you had many deliveries this year? I've got to stress though, I'm not concerned at any of these getting delayed really. They've all got their reasons, mitigating circumstances, but just disappointing. That's what it's going to be, a disappointing year where 2 games are delivered, and what's going to happen next year when they all get delivered around the same time. I hate it when that happens. My wife goes crazy if 2 or 3 Kickstarters get delivered in the same month. She goes bananas. She always assumes I paid for them recently. She doesn't know I've been waiting 4 years for this stuff. Like some of this stuff, was years ago. I mean, you just can't comprehend how long ago it was since you backed these games. So there we go, Pete. How do you feel about the year? Have you got a disappointing hat on like I have? Because games just aren't getting delivered this year, even though shipping has normalized. Oh my goodness. And I guess it's all the better for 2025, right? As long as New World Order of worldwide shipping ending, going to pre-World War II predictions, or war with Taiwan. These are all problems facing 2025. So at the minute I'm cautiously optimistic that these things will get delivered in the first half of next year. Apart from Madara, that might still take the biscuit and be another year late on the 3 that it is already. When I say late, this is late from the estimates. I'm not. Still 5 years development. It's going to be 6 with Madara, if you can believe it. So, yeah, have you still got some optimism that you'll get some games this year? Love to know which ones you're waiting on that you think will get delivered, and colour me envious if it's more than 2. And how many are getting delayed until next year that should have been delivered this year with all the estimates and stuff like that? And I don't mean estimates that were on the original Kickstarter, I mean estimates that they've said in the updates when they expect it to deliver, and it just keeps getting delayed. That's what I'm interested in. And for me, disappointing year so far. How do you feel about that? And hopefully when Gen Con comes and we get another flurry of great crowdfunding games, we'll be back on the channel like normal and covering some great stuff. But I do have a strange feeling that we've hit the top of the parabola, the N-shaped graph. We're going to plateau, start seeing reprints, and then the downhill starts, where design disappears and it just goes back to retail hiatus, and these big epic boxes are few and far between. That's what I'm feeling going forward. We're going to get this plateau. And then we're going to get the drop of the parabola. Because the golden age is that when it starts to rise, we've had that certainly for the last, I want to say, 6-7 years of golden age on Kickstarter. And I think we're hitting the plateau. And it is going to be going downhill probably in late 2025. That's pretty good news. So if you've got a prediction as well, that'd be great. Because at the minute, I'm just like, not much happening, is there? And all these Kickstarters and game board channels that I'm covering, I don't think I've clicked on a video in ages because nothing's interesting. I'm sure I check the videos in review, but nothing to float my boat. So there we go, peeps. But I do know Explore It Volume 5 is coming out this summer. That's going to be really good. It's got, it looks beautiful, and it's going to be tower defense mechanics, which I love. So can't wait to see that. God damn it! You just order all these games. You think all these games are coming, and they're not coming. So that's feeding the disappointment in this part of the year. Anyway, I hope you've liked this walk through Central Park in the winter. It's the antithesis of the weather here, which today was a grueling 37 degrees. And dear me, I tell you, that's just a hint of how hot it is going to be this summer. It could reach the temperatures of 46 again, like it did last year. Ooh. What's the weather like where you are? I'd love to know that. And all that stuff. So yeah, let me know. Disappointing for you? Have you got Kickstarters still you think will deliver this year? How many have you got that have been pushed into 2025? Damn it. And what did you get delivered this year? So quite a few questions there for you to answer if you want to get engaged in the community here on Kickstarter Radio 1 and 2.4. Well, I've been your host, Lipstickpaddy. Look at this guy with his old style camera taking pictures. You don't have a cell phone, mister. Look, he took a picture of this ice rescue ladder station. Fancy that? That's exciting, isn't it? I'd love to go to his house. He's like, want to see my pictures? I'll show you my picture. And he shows me a picture of a rescue. Look at this guy. He's a ninja, all in black. Dear me. Is there no colour with these people walking around the park? I don't know. They need to go to Europe, don't they? And go skiing. You see all these bright colours from the 80s still on the ski slopes. Anyway, I'm waffling. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a like. Think about subscribing on the channel. Well, please do leave a comment down below. And look, is that a Tesla Cybertruck stuck in snow? No, is it rickshaw? Rickshaw stuck in snow. Everything gets stuck in snow, doesn't it? All right, I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. You take care, stay safe, and bye.